Okay, good morning. Today is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Selectmen. It is Tuesday, May 5th, and it is 8:30 a.m. We are starting right on time. Today, we are privileged to have members of Girl Scout Troop 50489 joining us. This group of Girl Scouts have won their Bronze Award, which is the highest honor a Girl Scout can earn as a fifth grader, and it reflects their leadership, teamwork, and commitment to making a difference. They won this award they earned this award. I guess you don't win it, you earn it. But they earned it through something called the CARES Craft Club project. And it's an example of what spirit, bringing people together with creativity, kindness, and connection. You identified a need and you turned it into something meaningful for our community. So we thank you for that. And we're going to have you in just a few seconds give us a little bit of information about this project that you completed. So what's even more impressive, girls, is that this program offers a new leadership pathway to future Girl Scouts and your peers, and gives them an opportunity to foster deeper creative connections in our community. So you should be all very proud of what you've accomplished. It's my honor to present your Bronze Award to the New Canaan Girl Scout Troop 50489. Congratulations. So could you all come up and stand in front of us here? It's quite a group. I'm very impressed.
Oh, wow, look at all the
patches. I know.
Wow.
Okay. Well, we will make sure we get her name at the end. And but if you could each, if we can start over towards Mrs. Murphy's side, if you can each look at the camera and then say your name out loud. And you're all fifth graders, so we don't need, just say your first name.
Frankie, Charlotte, Chloe, Elena, Ahana, Juliet.
All right. Well, congratulations. If you could, in a little bit, a couple of you maybe explain what this New Canaan CARES Craft Club or this CARES Craft Club is. Sure. Why don't we just start from one here? Why don't you start in the middle? Your hand went up first. Why don't you start? And we can have a couple of you tell us what you did.
Speak really loudly so they can hear you.
Focused on working with other kids doing crafts and hosting them for the library and New Canaan Cares.
Okay, who else wants to?
And we helped the fourth graders also do the same, and we help little kids make crafts that will help foundations throughout town, like the New Canaan New Canaan Cares Center, and like Land Trust, and like the New Canaan Land Trust and Planet New Canaan, and just helped foundations to create crafts that will help them out.
Anyone else? Sure, go ahead.
We help like people who didn't have like enough money for like food and like clothes and stuff. So we made these like little bags for like fill in the blanks, I think. We made like little bags of food for them, for like people who can't get enough food.
Okay, and I know you had your hand raised. You want to say something?
The CARES Craft was for specific donation things, and we made little crafts, which sort of helped them get more sales, I guess.
Anyone else want to say anything? Sure, go ahead.
Made crafts and helped the little kids, and we did donations to different organizations like homes for older people and other vet places for like animals and stuff.
And I thought, do you still want to say something?
My dogs and
Anyone else who didn't get a chance to say something want to say something? Okay, well, if Ms. Murphy Carroll and Mr. Carl can come, and we have, we're gonna stand over here, and why don't we, are there any repeated first names that we have? Okay, so why don't we, you want to say their first name? Do you want to give them the pin, and I'll just shake their. Why don't we go in a line like this?
Hannah. Hannah.
Charlotte, so give the first letter of the last name.
Yes.
You get Charlotte.
Okay.
Miss Alexis, how'd you not notice?
No, honey, come on. You can go sit there. Okay.
David,
Anna?
I'm gonna go like right before me because mine's team versus men's.
Good job, Anna. Charlotte S. Good job, Charlotte. Charlotte T. Chloe. Good job, Chloe. Elena. Frankie. Juliet. Nori. Odessa. Olivia. Okay. Time for school.
Well, congratulations, girls. Don't feel like you have to stay longer because I know you have school to get to, but thank you for coming and congratulations. Okay.
Thanks,
You're very
girls.
welcome. Thank you.
It's cute.
Okay.
Very
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, it was very cute.
I still don't know what to think.
Okay.
This is the worst poster I've ever seen.
All right. So after that, I'm on the, let's see, the next item on the agenda. Where is my full agenda here? Hold on. It's over here. There we go. Is the approval of today's agenda. I have an item to add to today's agenda. It is adding National Public Works Week. And I'd like to put that after item number 15. So we'll have like 15 and a half. Could I get a motion to add that item into the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. And then if there are no further amendments, if I could get a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. You have the meeting minutes from our meeting on April 21st. Do I have any additions or corrections to those minutes?
None here.
None.
If I could get a motion to approve the minutes from April 21st.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Public comments. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments to the Board of Selectmen on agenda topics scheduled for review and or vote. Comments submitted electronically should be sent to the following email address: bosdistribution@newcanaanct.gov. Anyone? Seeing none? Moving on to Board of Education. And I see Dr. Lutzy is online. So if we could get an update on an appropriation request to the Board of Finance and Town Council related to the potential enrollment related expenditures.
Yes, good morning. And that was a very nice thing this morning with the kids. And thank you for reminding them where they need to go next. right to school. Yep. To this, and I heard you mention Appreciation Week. This is Teacher Appreciation Week this week as well. So some very nice things going on in our schools across the district. Thank you for a couple of minutes this morning just to provide an update and to just review briefly next steps in the planning. As you know, the enrollment variability in kindergarten based on the projections that we've been receiving through the years cause us to really think deeply about what's the best way to plan and budget forward. And I think it's panning out to it's showing us that this was the right approach, because had we budgeted for a worst case scenario, we're not there, and then we would have been talking about why did we build these extra funds into the budget. Had we not considered anything, then we would be short, because now we do have to do some things. So the way it's panning out is the kindergarten enrollment not quite the way we expected, as a matter of fact. So just to sort of explain why we're here, or why we got here, or why we're here. Generally, the average births in New Canaan run about 150, 160 births per year in the past. Starting in 2001, it jumped over 200 births in the year 2001 here in New Canaan, to families in New Canaan, individuals here. So, and then since then,
2021?
Yep, 2021.
2021, yeah.
What did I say? I'm sorry.
You said 2001.
Oh,
They'd be
did I?
graduated. Yeah, they'd
It
be
was,
gone. Okay.
It was a late night with the Board of Ed last night. I apologize. Just bear with me. So in 2021, after and during the pandemic, the births started to jump. And so we're over 200, 50 plus more than our average in 2021, 2022, and it looks to be that way in 2023 as well, as they're pulling that information together. The kindergarten enrollment projections are based on a birth to K ratio, right? So what they can do, they go back and they look 3, 5, even 20 years back, and they develop an average ratio for the number of births in a given year, and then 5 years later, how many children enrolled and then attend kindergarten that year. And they create that ratio. And our ratio is generally run at it's about a 1.8 and change, give or take. If we're at 150 kids, we might get average about 270 kids, again, give or take, coming into kindergarten. And then it trends up, for more come in during first grade, second grade, through the years. They call that in-migration. There's always some that leave, but more come as, families move in that have multiple children, things like that, and they come into the grades. So, we've been pretty consistent. We've always gone up and down a little. We might have a year of 320 and then another year of 260, and the averages are generally about 300 kids a grade, which leads to about the 4,200 kids, give or take, that we have. So when we see that jump in those births over 200, it was like 215, give or take, in 2021, and then we're seeing it again in 22, 23. But when we saw that in 21, a couple of years ago, we thought, gosh, if that same ratio holds, we'll be well over 400 children in our kindergarten class, which certainly would be larger than anyone's experience that I've spoken with. What's happened, so we had to prepare, and we did, but we didn't want to build a budget with a number like that, given that it's such an outlier and it was likely to continue. So that's why we made the decision to roll forward our existing staffing numbers and the budget, and to keep that consistent year to year. So that we could, if everything was flat, same number of kids in sections, then the budget would be appropriate. If we needed more, and this is the conversation for us that we're going into now, to do it as a special appropriation because of that variability. Then we use the funds that are required to meet the needs, no more, no less. And then we are also able to communicate back with the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, so that they understand and see where the funds are going, what the investments are being made, and the rationale behind it. Because again, when you're in an uncertain condition, you want to control all of the controllables, and that's what we're working to do with this. So the scenario as it's panning out now, and of course it's early, being the beginning of May, we won't know 100% until we get into the first couple of days of school. But as it is coming together now, it looks like at East, if the trends hold, we'll be okay where we are with 6 sections per grade in each grade, kindergarten through 4th grade. Now that's 30 sections. That's more sections than our building was built for and capacity. So we've had to make some adjustments. We've split a room and we do some teaching on the stage with our orchestra, things like that. We've looked at some of the specials and done some other things, but it's where we are today. So we are comfortable saying we'll be okay going into next year with that same setup. So that was a pleasant surprise, and I think we um, got lucky on that one. But again, we don't know for sure, but this is what's trending. So this is how the request moderates a little bit and why we wanted to wait beyond the budget cycle to have the conversation. Over at South, we're fine. There's a little bit of capacity even over at South. Those numbers have come down a little bit. South is below 500 children for the first. This will be the second time, but that's a relatively new um, enrollment pattern for us with South coming down just a little bit. So that's good news. The surprise, although we were expecting it in some ways, is the increase over at West. So the West kindergarten enrollment thus far is about 30% higher than we typically run. If we were open today, we would need one additional kindergarten teacher. Following sort of the trends, just like the birth to K ratio I described, we've been running our own trending to look at the current enrollment to the day one enrollment to create our own sort of ratio. Again, it's not as scientific, certainly, but it gives us an idea of sort of if we have 90 kids today in kindergarten enrollment, how many did we have last year, or how many will we have on the first day of school based on where we were a year ago versus that first day of school last year. So trying to get some of the ratios and see the growth. If that ratio holds, then we would look at 2 kindergarten classes over at West. And with that, West, that would push them a couple of sections above their capacity, because in recent past, with changes of legislation and needs, we've had to add a 5th pre-K classroom. So, and all of our pre-K right now is over at West, and there are 5 classrooms that are dedicated to those pre-K classes, along with some additional support and what have you. So, South has some excess capacity. West is at maximum capacity now. We probably could absorb 1 if we had to, but with 2 projected, we've made the decision to move 2 sections of the pre-K out of West over to South for next year. So we've begun the preliminary evaluation of what that will take. It includes the playground, the classrooms themselves. You may recall that years ago, the pre-K was at South. So we have the advantage of that small playground in the front. So we just have to refurbish that a little bit and get that up to date. There are a couple of classrooms in that part of the building that have direct access to the playground, and there are larger classrooms that will be appropriate for the pre-K. So as I know they're trying to figure out who's going to go where, but I anticipate that that's likely to be where the pre-K goes. It's actually kind of an interesting spot because it's separated from the building, I think, for that purpose. And those classrooms were built in an era where they have fireplaces. So those back rooms where the pre-Ks are looking, they actually being 75 years ago when they built the building, they are larger and set up to be a little cozier. Now the fireplaces have since been boarded up, and that will not be in the budget to clean and refurbish the fireplaces, but I think the mantles are still there. So looking at
Dr. Lutzy, can I ask you in terms of when parents from New Canaan register your kids? I mean, we kind of have an earnest group of parents here. So in the past, do you know about most kids by June? I mean, how many stragglers do you have? Because I think people with their kids would be like, I'm going to sign them up and make sure they're there. I mean, so do we have so we're in May. I mean, do we have people? I mean, you're going to have last minute move-ins, not that there are houses they could buy, but when do you get a pretty good sense? I mean,
there's still a fair number that do register. And I don't think it's that they're sitting on the sidelines. There are some that are maybe thinking, should I or shouldn't I? There are some move-ins, certainly, that impact it. We hear from folks pretty regularly that are planning to move into town. They might have a house that's not yet under contract, but they've been negotiating, things like that occurs. So the thing is with like these sections, right? So as we try to navigate the number of sections and class sizes, a couple of kids, 6, 7 kids could push it into a new section, right? And so that's a part of it. Is it doesn't take much to break. If you're running at 100 kids in 5 sections, and then you have 4 or 5 more move-ins, then you have to really look at adding a 6th section into that.
Okay.
So it doesn't take that many to split it. And you just never know. Sometimes we've had triplets go through, right? So it can be a single family or a couple of families that can come with multiple children in the same grade. So there's still variability to it. The thing about kindergarten is those that are registered they're pretty locked in, right? Like we know they've gone through, they've come to the orientation, they're going to be there. Those numbers don't go down from here. Whereas our other grades, we're doing our data verification now. So we'll see some variability in some of the other grades now as people finalize and inform us of any plans for next year if they're not going to be here. But the K numbers, once they're in and they've come to the registrations and they've been part of the orientations, they generally are going to come.
Okay. No, Brian, can we just take a quick pause? We had one Girl Scout who didn't get notified that she was going to of the timing. So would love to recognize her real quickly and so she can get off to school as well.
Oh, please. I thought you were going to ask me to write her a pass. I could do that too.
All right, why don't you guys come over and we'll recognize her.
It was her true Peter's fault. I was supposed to pick her up.
Okay. All right, Zoe, congratulations.
Congratulations, it was a lot of work. Well done.
Yeah, can I shake your hand? Thank you. Congratulations. Wow, no problem.
Off at school.
Okay. All right, sorry about the interruption.
Oh, you kidding me? That's the best reason for an interruption.
I figured you'd approve. Okay, so where were we? With the moving. I don't know if I heard, so what are we thinking as far as the ask for the special appropriation? And if you could kind of highlight kind of the uses of that appropriation.
Sure. Yep. So the ask would be at this point for a $500,000 appropriation, which is down from where we had anticipated being because of where we are today with East, right? So if East had expanded significantly, then we'd be talking about modular classrooms and some decision around that. So that's a conversation we can put aside for now, which is good news. The 500,000, really the primary investments would be into the playground, right? So we have to refurbish that playground to make it appropriate and ready for the little guys, the pre-K. We need to the staffing, right? So we're looking at a couple of kindergarten teachers, one, possibly 2 kindergarten teachers over at West, right? Because that is the driver here. We're looking at, it's the pre-K teachers would travel, of course, with those children. We're not looking at new pre-K teachers, but we do need the K teachers. The calculations are about $48,000, give or take, for the supplies and materials for a kindergarten classroom. So
100 basically for the supplies.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can try to bring that down a little bit, right? By reusing some, and if we can find, make sure we have the furniture we need and things. So that's just as a ballpark, and about a little north of that for the playground and then the staffing. So, we're thinking
another 50 when you say a little north of it, because I said 100 for 2, but so 50 for the playground.
I'm sorry. We should hopefully be able to piece one together for the pre-K. For the kindergarten, based on where we are and what we can get from existing kindergarten classrooms. So say 50 to set up the room for the second kindergarten classroom. And the hope is, and the plan is, that we can supply the +1 with existing, right? So 1 new classroom there. It's the 2 teachers that we would put in, and it's the playground. And then there's some miscellaneous supplies, materials, maybe a little bit of time for travel for our specialists between the 2 pre-Ks, instead of right now they're in one place.
How much do you think you're going to have to spend for a playground?
Well, again, we're refurbishing what's there. There'll be some work that's, preliminary somewhere between 150 to 2, but we're trying to bring that number down.
So is that required that you must have a refer? I mean, we have a lot of playgrounds in town and we spend a lot of money on them. So what is the actual, I mean, I know it's like in West for the little guys, do they have a special
They do.
playground? No?
Yeah, the pre-K playground's separate because
And
the
that's
need,
required.
that's
This is
required.
a requirement.
It is. It is.
I'd love to see the numbers broken down by not just a general number. I would like to say playground. This
Well, like
and
I said, we're still in the process of pulling that
Okay.
all together, right? Because we wanted to make the decision as late as we could. But yeah, of course. And what the advantage of a special appropriation is that the amount is set, and then any expense against it you will see as well. So
Yep.
and anything that isn't expended will roll back to the general fund when we close out the fund. So it's not. So we were using the term non-lapsing because it's going to span multiple budget years, but ultimately it's more of like a capital item that'll live on the books on the town with the Board of Finance, and the Board of Selectmen will see anything that sort of moves through that.
Right. So the invoices come into town hall, like the
Right.
requests, the payment requests come into town hall and it goes against whatever was set aside, just like a normal budget would
Right.
be, as opposed to a non-lapsing account, which they would just keep on their books. So
Right.
Right.
And I guess what would happen is the subsequent year, the teachers,
Yes.
if it becomes permanent, roll into the operating budget. But for the first year, we just cover it after there's appropriation. Okay.
Right.
Exactly. We'll look to probably reforecast the operating budget for 26, 27 so that, those positions are in there. Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is similar to what we did with COVID. If you'll recall, we had a special appropriation that we received for COVID so that we could have the resources needed to be responsive to the changing conditions, similarly, uncertain times. And I think it worked very well for us to be able to draw down, report out to the Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance. And then when that emergency was over, the balance of about 250,000, give or take, rolled back into the general fund.
Brian, question about staffing. Obviously, we just came through the budget and staffing was a big conversation. When we hire for a bubble, like obviously this is a bubble that'll it has a certain, beginning and an end, and you hire 2 additional staff, how is that reflected, say 3 or 4 years from now when we don't need the staff anymore? I mean, it seems like we've always been adding rather than deleting, and here we are servicing a sort of a bubble, and these teachers are not going to follow these kids throughout their entire career. So are you saying that we'll be, I don't know, shifting and adding as we go, or how exactly does that work?
Actually, and Steve, I would say I don't know that this is a bubble, because when we go back 3 years, we're seeing the birth rate over 200 all 3 years. So I may be a plateau, it may be an increase. I don't know what it's going to be. But what happens is the certifications span from kindergarten up through 6th grade. Right. And, it's funny, we do reduce, like we just, it's not, it doesn't have the same public conversation, let me say, the same interest. But for instance, 2 years ago, we reduced our 5th grade by 2 teachers because of enrollment changes. We do bring down, we essentially staff to the number of kids in front of us. So what these teachers we bring into kindergarten next year will be certified to go between K and 6th grade. And so as there are retirements or through other attrition, if they weren't needed due to enrollment at this level, then there'd be other opportunities for them or other teachers to move into different spots. So we do shift around based on, need. And it is through attrition a lot of times, because you do have multiple retirements any year. We're up to 12 this year. And through that, there's opportunities for people to move if need be. In the end, though, if we didn't have the kids and we were overstaffed, then we would go through the, reduction in force process, which is all outlined in the contract.
And there's no way to, I'm sure you've already studied this, but given it's a very large staff, obviously, but there's no way to sort of move. If you have part-time where you've moved around in the past where we don't have to add additional bodies, but you've looked at that, I guess, right?
We do. We meet every 2 weeks to look at our enrollment and our staffing and balance all that out. And again, certainly at the elementary, the K4, it's just the number of sections. So
Okay.
it's a formula of number of kids, the class sizes. We try to run between 18 and 20. Our guidelines go from 16 to 20. We try to live in the upper band of that. And we do the division. How many sections do we need? And we do have some flexibility where we can. We use it with our non-resident staff, with our faculty. Our faculty have some kids here. And so we're always careful never to break a section for that reason. So those kids will move if need be. And that's the little bit of variability we have. And we establish the staffing needs. Now, once the school year starts, generally we're not splitting a class and not adding or subtracting that. So that's why we work very hard to be as precise as we can prior to the start of the school year.
Okay, thank you.
And I believe, given our discussion over the last budget, that going forward, we're going to get updates on staffing through the year, not just waiting till the budget process, right? We talked about that.
Well, and what I'll be doing is sharing links to Board of Ed meetings as well for like Darlene did an update last night on where we are with staffing and hiring and who we've hired and who we haven't. And we'll be doing, those frequent updates to the Board of Ed, and I'll be sharing the link with everybody.
Yeah, and the enrollment and staffing report that comes out in like November or something, is that when it comes out? So, I mean, I think if we
Look at it then.
yeah, I mean, it comes out every year.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
just have to focus on it.
yeah, we just have to, people.
I think the couple of things we're looking at doing a little differently. Exactly, Jen. Thank you. The end of the year unaudited financial report is a key report, and I'll be offering to come to different meetings if people would like to talk through it and work through that after we present it to the board at the end of August, beginning of September. And then the November staff utilization report, which again is a comprehensive report and is very thorough and I think detailed. I'll be offering, if you'd like to take me up on it, to come and just spend 10 minutes walking through it to be sure it's out there. We share all of these things all the time, but sometimes it's helpful to have somebody sort of walk through it with the various boards. So I'd be happy to do that.
Absolutely, because we know you're doing a budget, estimating for like many months in advance. But then, when we actually know the staffing, that's a great time to look at where it actually came out vis-a-vis how you thought it would. And I think that we didn't focus on that mid-year. So I think if we just do a quick mid-year focus before we just go budget to budget,
Yeah, I agree. I actually think it's a different conversation than a budget conversation.
It is.
It is. And I think commingling the two causes confusion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and at that point, we're able to say, this is how you thought it would shake out. This is where it is. So we have a much clearer view, staffing wise.
Yep. Yep.
And Brian, I mean, I just want to applaud the approach here, because I know, we've talked about these special appropriations over the years, and everybody, shies away. It's like the big bad wolf. I don't want to go back for more money. It's going to be a nightmare. But I applaud the way, I think the Board of Finance has given you guidance, and you've certainly been very open and clear about this coming, and the approach and cooperation is what we really appreciate. So thank you for coming back, and obviously there's a need, and we're here to support it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And for the town, I think this is a great thing.
Yeah.
Other towns, the school population is declining. It reflects a very strong health of the town that we have, new families coming in.
Yep.
Everybody wants a piece of your product, Brian.
Hey, we're here to serve.
Yeah. Just one quick question. I mean, because I thought you threw out a 351 with 200 verse, which is still a 1.8 multiplier. Is that, so we're not seeing sorry. Are you seeing a different multiplier? Sorry. Sorry.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Are we seeing a different multiplier now, or are we still? I mean,
Yeah, so far we are, right. So
Okay.
as it stands now, if the trends hold from historical sort of trends from current date to day
Yep.
one, right?
Yep.
Then we'll see that birth decay ratio come down a little bit because
Okay.
we're still a little bit higher, right? So
Yep.
West being about 30% higher, give or take, in the K. East is consistent, South is consistent. So we are trending up a little bit, but not the spike that was projected using the historical birth decay.
Okay.
Yep.
It'll be interesting once we get maybe in the fall, if we can revisit that multiplier just to kind of see.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's, again, that, as you mentioned, that's all part of the enrollment analysis and staff utilization reporting we do in November, October. Yep.
Okay. Great. Well, we have nothing to vote on with this. It's just an update for us. It'll go to
Thank
the
you.
Board of Finance and the Town Council as well. But thank you, Brian, for coming and giving us an update on where things stand. And these are good problems to have, I guess, right?
Yes.
They certainly are. And thank you for your support. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you for your support and guidance, and onward we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Brent.
Thank you. Take care. All right, moving on to Chief Federico purchase order increase.
Good morning.
Morning.
Today, looking to increase a blanket purchase order for CDW. It's currently at 10,000. This is going to put us over the 10,000 mark. Increase of $1,500 to get us through the end of the year for IT supplies, monitors, keyboards, power strips, that sort of thing for CDW, and in the amount of $1,500.
So why do we need,
Yeah.
brand new building, brand new setup? Why do we need so many more?
It's just these are normal supplies that a monitor goes out or a keyboard fails, or we needed some power strips from the OSHA inspection to update some of the things. So these are just to get us through the end of the year.
Any other questions? All right. If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the New Canaan Police Department to increase a previously approved purchase order with CDW in the amount of $1,500, bringing total purchase order to $11,500.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. David Shea and Ann Kelly Lentz, and she was here, but she was. So this is the Exchange Club, but Ann, here she is. Okay.
Good morning. We're appearing to support the memorandum of understanding between the town and the Exchange Club Foundation in the usage of their payment processing system for the sale of July 4th passes and merchandise, food truck fees, etc. Last year, we processed about $43,000 through the system. The town did pay a 3% merchant fee, but that was more than made up, I believe, with the law, without having cash being handed between people selling the passes and having cash control issues. Approximately 3% or less, 2.5% of the transactions were done in cash. The majority of people were very, very happy with the tap and pay, especially our partners at Walter Stewart's. They gave them an amazing amount of efficiency in terms of their employees working. So we would like to repeat that for this year. The memorandum is a duplicate of last year's, and so we're wholeheartedly supporting it.
So how do we, Ann, maybe you can talk about sort of the, controls, because this is an Exchange Club Square account, and then the Exchange Club transfers the money to the town. Is
They
that
transfer it to our accounts with.
So how do we reconcile the Square, like what's gone into the Exchange Club with what comes into the town?
We get a report. We've asked for a report to detail out, because what John used to do prior to that was every ticket is accounted for and price, and we do that reconciliation. And then it also comes into play, I believe, the ice cream. There's a couple of different payment methods that they take the payments in for, and there's a complete analysis done to tie back into the credit card that has been accepted. And then if there's any cash taken, which Walter Stewart had in the past, that goes directly to Park and Recs, and they put it through their MyRec system and reconcile how many tickets were given out to reconcile how many tickets are back.
So why do we pick up the 3%? I mean, just as opposed to just.
The decision was made at the time was not to pass that 3% on to the person buying the ticket.
So it just reduces.
Reduces. So it.
I know, I understand it, but it could also, at the end of is there there's a positive
yes,
line item at the end,
yes.
Right? In terms of for Exchange Club purposes, correct? Right. So, and if we didn't pick up the 3%, that 3% would be netted out of that. I'm just wondering why we pick up.
Fund or a separate account in the special revenue fund for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And that picks up all the different expenditures related to the day. So it's, overtime, staffing, merchandising sales goes through as well. I'm trying to think some of the other expenditures, but that's what they do, and they do a P&L at the end of each one.
It's almost like a self-sustaining.
Yes,
fund.
a self-sustaining.
It's a self-sustaining fund. So any expense or revenue.
Except for the 3%.
No, it goes through.
Go to that.
So
Oh,
that
and then it
fund.
gets netted out.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay,
It doesn't go into the general fund.
that's fine. Okay, great.
And just, it is the same document from last year, which we had run through legal. So legal has seen this signed off in this last year, and it's the exact same.
Were there any hiccups last year with the reconciliation? And are there things we can improve? This
Probably
year?
in terms of maybe, if we have 1 or 2 tickets, just to make sure that those 1 and 2 tickets are the numbers are matching up, so that we know if there's 1 or 2 tickets missing, where do those tickets go? Because we do, from an auditing standpoint, our auditors do go through that.
Okay.
When it's minimal, they don't look at it as much, but we want to make sure that if we have ticket numbers out there, where do those ticket numbers go?
Okay.
And so a couple, 1 or 2.
That's on you guys, Dave.
The 5 passes.
Yep.
There were 5 passes out of 2,100
okay.
that were on account.
Okay.
That's great. That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I got to think.
A lot of people touching these and going back.
Yeah.
and forth.
Yeah, and being able to pay online. I mean, even if it's 3%, it's easier for people to pay, so you sell more tickets. You just do.
Yeah.
It's worth the fee.
Well, there's a
So
lot of
much
people,
easier.
there's a lot of people that actually support the fireworks who buy a pass and never even go too. So it's a good way, having it online allows that to happen, which is great.
And not handling cash is great.
Yes.
It's just great.
And in the field, Dave, when you guys have your tent at the day of, it's been pretty convenient to be able to have people walk up and swipe or whatever too.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, that makes it, the lines are shorter. It's easier for you guys not to have to make change or whatever. So it's a win-win.
And then when we walk down Food Truck Alley, we collect our pad fee using mobile device. And they're appreciative too, because it's tap and go.
So much quicker.
Yeah.
So much easier to spend money.
Okay. Any other questions?
That's it. Just a thank you for the.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, actually, that's,
all your
this is a big year too. So thank you. This is David's second year, right?
Yeah.
Second year, heading up this effort. So thank you for all you've done to, take this on and make it a great event for everybody. So, all right, with that, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Finance Department and the Recreation Department to approve a memorandum of understanding with the New Canaan Exchange Club to allow for the temporary use of an on-site electronic payment system belonging to the Exchange Club to support the annual July 4th fireworks event.
So moved.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Thanks, David. All right, Chris.
Good morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo. So IT's here for the renewal and support contract for our wide area network firewalls. And it's an annual thing. The only thing this year, we've got them from next year, you'll see it in July. We're trying to move everything to July 1. So we'll come with 1 or 2 meetings for all our updates, upgrades, and renewals.
So Chris, what is this compared to, how much is this up from last year?
It is, it wasn't up for last year. Last year, when we first bought the initial firewalls, we had a 36-month on the maintenance.
Okay.
So this is the first time we're seeing this on the new firewalls for the payment. It went out, we have 3 contracts or 3 quotes, which I'm going to put in the packet, but I don't think Sal got them up to you. I brought them anyway, but the closest was 21.4. And that was for 12 months. This is for.
Can we get that, Tucker? Can we get that loaded onto the tablets, the other quotes? Because we need to kind of start to do that.
Yep. There was just I was away and he was, but we have it to put up there and to put as part of this as well.
No problem.
But it was for 12 months. And this actually gives us 14 and a half months with this as well.
Okay.
So,
I'm sorry, the other one was 12 months and 21,000?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, they were very accommodating with moving us to July because we want to really just come to you instead of throughout the year with all this, keep it.
So I mean, because it's a 36-month contract. If you divided it by.
No. This is a yearly. It was 30, sorry.
Your prior contract was a 36-month contract. Is that what you said?
Plus the purchase of the equipment as well.
So if you had the service agreement at the 36-month service agreement and you divided it by 3, right?
Yep.
Approximately how much is this up from?
Because of the purchase, but it's,
They didn't put the service as a separate line item in the,
they deduct as many years as you go out for the equipment if you buy the 3-year instead of the
Okay.
5.
okay,
But it's right around $1,000. They didn't go up very much on the
Okay.
maintenance at all. That's the beauty of this product. The reason why we left the other one, don't want to get too deep into what we buy.
Yeah.
It was because they went astronomical. This is for multiple devices. They were at double this per single.
so it's it's about almost 5.5%. Okay. That sounds like what we've been seeing, so I just,
Unfortunately, that's the way it seems.
Yep,
to
yep,
be going.
okay. Just want to see if we ever get tech getting less than 5.
That's the new business model,
I
service
know.
contracts.
I know.
Yeah.
The part of this is they want you to buy now instead of 3, they want you to go 60 months out. In technology in the world, if you
Yeah.
you're hedging your bets and on that one, so.
All right.
That's good.
Any other questions?
No.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Information Technology Department to enter into a 1-year contract with Vandus Inc. in the amount of $18,210.86 for the purchase of Fortinet support renewal.
So
It just, the money's in your budget. You got it.
Actually, this comes out of the WAN allocation account. It is there. It gets distributed amongst all the WAN players,
thank
right?
you.
This is one of those that
it's split.
Right. All right.
you
Second.
bill out and money comes back.
Thank you.
Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, Ryan.
Good morning.
Morning.
The Parks Department requests approval to enter into a contract with Hussey Bros Excavating LLC to complete all aspects of installing a bottle filler at the Waveney Playground. This request is required as the cumulative total for the bottle filler installations with Hussey Bros will exceed the $10,000 purchasing threshold. The scope of work includes installation of a new water line connected to the existing water meter, a 4-inch drain with stone, an ADA compliant concrete pad, and all necessary excavation for installation of the bottle filler. The bottle filler unit itself was previously purchased and approved by the Board of Selectmen in 2025. The cost for these services is $5,900 with an additional $600 contingency included to account for any unforeseen plumbing or construction adjustments, bringing the total request to $6,500. Funding for this project is available within the Parks Capital Playground Replacement Budget.
Can I ask where the water line is going? It's not going under the next item, which is the stone patio. So we've had, like at the pool, we had problems with the water lines. Is it somewhere that if there's an issue, it's under grass, you can get to it or something?
Under grass, yes. And there's a current water meter there now. It's close to the fire hydrant if you're in that close to the western parking lot, but across the street. So it's in a relatively close place in the grass.
And easy to address. Okay.
Yes.
Just, so
doesn't
the
run
people
around any
10 years
roots.
from now going, what are they doing here? So.
All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks Department to enter into a contract with Hussey Brothers Excavating LLC in the amount of $5,900 plus a contingency of $600 for a total cost of $6,500. The project entails the installation of a bottle filler fountain at the Waveney Playground.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. So just because it says Waveney Playground, so what, I guess maybe I'll ask you after this.
Okay.
All right, the stone patio and donor brick walkway.
Okie dokie. So the Parks Department requests approval to enter into a contract with Peter Lanny Inc. to perform all work associated with the installation of a stone patio and donor brick walkway at the Waveney Park Playground. The Public Works Department solicited bids from 5 separate companies. However, Peter Lanny was the only contractor to submit a bid. Based on this, the Parks Department recommends awarding the project to Peter Lanny Inc. in the amount of $34,140 with an additional $3,400 contingency to cover unforeseen conditions for a total request of $37,540. All bricks for the donor walkway have been purchased and delivered through contributions from the donors as part of Friends of Waveney Playground fundraising campaign, and work is anticipated to begin as soon as possible. All work is proposed to be completed in May of 2026. Upon completion of the patio and walkway, the Waveney Playground will officially be ready for opening. So, thank you.
Great. My one request, we don't have the other quotes that you have.
He didn't get in.
He said five.
No other
You
quotes?
went out to 5, but you got nobody responding. Okay, I heard 5. I didn't hear that nobody responded.
Yeah, we
Okay.
solicited from 5 direct.
Okay. Can we then in the future get the list of who you requested? Okay, because I think we need to start, it's an audit thing. We need to start tracking who we got bids from, if you didn't get a bid, who you reached out to, and just keep that in the record of the project. So we
Yeah,
can,
in this case, it was Peter Lonnie Stumpers who did
Mhm.
just won
Yep.
won Putnam last year and won Butler this year. Sound Construction, Star Construction, and Nick Camberry Masonry. So those 5. So they each got the solicitation direct. Then they got a separate email and a separate phone call. And the unfortunate thing is that Sound is very busy with Great Island and Darien, so they're busy there. Star was under one issue with the DOT. They had work to do there. And the other 3 said that they were going to bid. It was a tight time frame because we wanted to open it by the end of May. And as of Tuesday of the bid date, they all were going to bid. And then Thursday came along and Peter was the only one who bid. But the good thing is that Peter's finishing on Pine Street. He's got 1 day left over on Pine Street. And then he's then free to come forward. And I think that played into the role.
So Tiger, since we didn't get the other bids to look at for the reasons you're talking about, so the installation of this brick walkway is similar to putting other brick walkways. And I'm assuming there's a general dollar amount it should cost by square footage or however. So can you opine on how, is this normal pricing, up, down, what you would expect? Is it?
Good question. Yeah. So so I'll give you the pricing that we had from prior. So Elm Street. Yeah. So thanks. So Peter bid $15 for the brick and then $20 for the stone patio. So the brick is very similar to our brick walkway.
Right. Exactly.
So for Elm Street of 25, the bump outs there, Peter, we had that bid out. Peter won that $15. So it's carryover from last year's cost, straight, no increase in cost. We bid out Pine Street last year, brick, and FGB wanted at $20. So the brick that's going in on Pine Street right now is going in at $20 a square foot, and the same contractor, because he's subcontracting there, is putting it in here at $15 a square foot.
And that's just installation. The brick cost is separate, and the bricks are coming to you.
They're here now, yes.
Yeah, and in this situation, the exact same thing. We buy the bricks, usually, and then provide it to them.
So he's quite competitive
Right.
on that.
And then and then the same thing for we bid out the Playhouse brick on the Playhouse. It was $25 a square foot. So he's right there. He's actually lower than the pricing that we received this year, carrying forward his price that he gave us last year. So once we had this and I had reviewed it with that, and I felt comfortable that we were in a very good stead.
Okay.
In a good place.
The resident taxpayer, so much appreciated. He's helping himself.
Well, he's a resident of Stanford, but he's a property owner here.
Yeah. He owns
right. His brother lives here.
Yeah.
We know. So it's just, this is when you don't get other bids, it's great to know that these are competitive prices.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was when we get to that point, we have to look, secondarily and say, okay, where are we? And even then, we still look secondarily to make sure that there wasn't an anomaly in the bid. There was some kind of problem.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks Department to enter into a contract with Peter Lonnie Inc. in the amount of $34,140 plus a contingency of $3,400 for a total cost of $37,540. The project entails the installation of a stone patio and a donor brick walkway.
So
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Is there a grand opening planned for this playground?
The Park and Rec Commission would like to have a grand opening, so stay tuned and I'll keep you posted.
All right. Bill, fuel tank removals.
So we'd like to receive approval to contract with Public Services to remove 2
underground heating oil tanks, one at the Lap and Community Center, and then the actual diesel fuel tank for the generators at the wastewater treatment plant. The Public Services is under a state contract. Hugh Mechanical also submitted a number to me because they asked if they could, and I said, sure. The contract is a favorable price at this point, so we'd like to move forward with contracting with Public Service to do this for us.
So do we have any risk of environmental when we take these out?
The same thing.
Okay, so
Part of the removal process is when they remove them, they test the soils and send it all out, and then we'll submit a report to us. They also will submit the reports to the state that are required to close out the tanks and to the fire marshal. It's pretty straightforward reporting that they do. They've done it before for us. Right now, I don't anticipate anything because the tanks are not 100 years old. They're just not needed anymore because we are on natural gas. And we put above ground tank down at the wastewater plant because that one's 28 years old, I believe. And they both had leak detection devices on them, and they never had any alarms go off that there was any active leak that we know of. Not saying there couldn't be something going on, but hopefully it's there's nothing. And if it is, it was under control. It was so minute that we didn't see it on the alarm.
So when they dig these out, I mean, I guess when they use backhoe rig. So if when they pull them out, if for some reason they like broke them, I mean, they're empty, but there's always residual. They're insured and it would be on them, correct?
Correct. So these are 2 fiberglass double wall tanks. They actually, I removed the good product out of them because I use it here, burn it up. We paid for it, right? And then they go in first. They actually open them up through the manways, vacuum out them, clean them while they're there before they, because they don't want environmental risk either. So they actually clean them with vac trucks and what have you.
While they're in the ground?
While they're in the ground, before they actually pull them out of the ground. Yeah.
And once they pull them out, then they backfill it, and so there's not like that.
From the grave and the I believe the 4 walls. And if there's anything that's noticeable, they'll call me right away, obviously, and we'll take a look at it. And then they'll backfill it and send stuff out for testing. And then
they always have to test.
Always, yeah, it's required by
And how long does it take to get the results from the testing usually?
Not too long, usually several days.
Okay.
How many tanks do you think we have buried over the years that are still buried in town?
Many. I've been on mission since
we've pulled
2000.
a lot of them out over the
I
years.
got surprised at Irwin with a third. Yeah, you never know because they're under.
That was a surprise. Yeah, I actually took one out of Irwin barn, the old gasoline tank that was at the barn years ago, back in 2000.
There can't be many left. I mean,
there's not. There's actually Down Hall, which is a newer tank, and it's and we're on dual fuel here, so it's been working good for me because I've been burning up everybody else's fuel. One point we had $40,000 of product in the ground that we weren't using because of the gas, so I started burning it.
It's so funny they buried that at that time.
Yeah,
I mean it was pretty well known.
Gas line. We didn't have gas.
No, I know, but I mean it's just like it's so known that you don't bury tanks anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't know why. I mean, that was when I was in the early 90s. You weren't.
They still allow you to.
No, it's just the risk on them is like
Cut down the space. Yeah, that would.
That's a big tank.
That's a 6,000. That would be a big vault out there. That would have been.
Came down that we didn't have any room on the campus to place it, so it had to go
in. That would have been 30 feet long, 8 feet high, 8 feet wide tank above ground somewhere. That's pretty big. Yeah. So we just had the town hall one. The lap comes out. That comes out. I think. And then only 2 would be town hall. Then Waveney House, which hopefully is going to come out. I'd like to convert that all to propane, that building, and with anticipation that someday we get a gas line to it, then it's an easy changeover.
All righty. Since they're not that since Eversource and Yankee Gas are not selling,
They'll let us if we pay for it.
No. I know they're not allowed to promote it.
Right. No.
By law.
No,
by
they can't.
State statute.
We tried to get them to run the gas line up to the Waveney House, but they wouldn't because they'd have to come on. At that time, they were going to come off farm roads, like 3,500 feet. That's a long run. So they didn't want to do it. But it's always an option. But on the good note, all the tanks that we've had starting in 2000, there was a lot of tanks in the ground. And over the years, I've just been taking them out and putting them above ground converting. So we're doing really well.
Good.
Okay. If there are no further questions, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into contract with Republic Services in the following amounts. And are these, sorry, before we vote, Is Republic Services who we've always used? I mean, are there multiple vendors for this? I mean, what?
It was a on-state contract. We've used Republic before.
Okay.
Originally, they were owned, it was a different company and Republic bought out, that done work for us for years, Enviro.
So this is the state contract pricing.
State contract pricing, and he's the one that's closest in our area.
Yep.
So
Okay, great.
they do good work.
All right.
They're at-
So enter into a contract with Republic Service in the following amounts: Lapham Community Center for $15,821.53, plus a contingency of $1,500 for a total cost of $17,321.53. And wastewater treatment plant for $14,180.53, plus a contingency of $1,400 for a total cost of $15,580.53.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay, equipment purchase. Woo, Tiger. And Jimmy. Wow, we got the whole crew.
We figured we'd bring Captain Sunshine.
I know. He's greasing the skids.
All right, so this, so thank you, good morning. This is, this first purchase is for a 20-ton tag-along trailer. We went out and got two quotes, one from Westchester Tractor, and one from Chadwick Barros. Westchester Tractor came in at $42,759.89. Chadwick Barros was $46,000. Interestingly enough, Chadwick Barros was actually the Massachusetts state bid contract winner. So Westchester is less than that at their price at $42,700. The budget for the project was at $52,000. We'd like to go forward with the purchase from Westchester Tractor. Anything to add?
Tiger, was it in the current budget or next year's budget? I'm just, it's 26, 27.
Well,
Where did we
it's
approve it?
it's in the 27. It was in our 27 budget, but they allocated it on a bonding issue, so it comes in as 26 because it hit the books in May. Ann can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's why it says fiscal 26, 27, because it was in our 27 and then it hits the books in May because they just authorized it.
Okay.
Each one of these purchases is that way. We're very, trying to be right on top of it. Yeah.
I'm very happy that it's 9,000 less than we budgeted. That's nice.
Is there a difference? I mean, when you talk about a trailer, there's nothing to a trailer other than metal wheels, and there's no technology involved. So it's interesting that they're that far apart in terms of quotes, but I don't know.
Actually, the one that we want from Westchester has an electric hydraulic system for the ramps.
Oh, there you go.
And then the other one has air hydraulic. We prefer the electric hydraulic just in case something happens to the truck because the air is produced by the truck. So if the truck breaks down, you got the ramps down and now you can't get them back up. So the one that from Westchester, which is an Eager Beaver trailer, is our preferred purchase anyhow. So if they were at the same price, we would have preferred this one, only because something does happen. You could get the ramps down, get something off the truck. It's it's safer because then you get into the part where when the air is low, the operator has to go into the truck and hit one of the maxi brakes. So you're turning the brakes off on the trailer to load it up with air.
Oh.
You hit the wrong one. It's just not good in our opinion.
Can I just make an observation? It's Eager Beaver for the 20-ton tag along.
Yes, that's a good brand. Actually, they make good products.
It's like sounds like we're buying kids' toys. Yeah, right. Big kid toys. There you go.
I won't say what I was going to say.
All right.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope.
If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with Westchester Tractor, Inc. in the amount of $42,759.89 for the purchase of a new 20-ton trailer.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
PAVE 2026.
So this next item is for our local roads #1 project. What we're looking to do is continue a contract with FGB Construction for the cost of $2,519,497.25 for the paving of 15 separate roads in town that were listed on the memo. FGB was the low bidder on our PAVE 24 local roads project, which was publicly bid and received 4 bids. In 25, they agreed to hold their unit prices for all the items in the contract except for bituminous concrete class 1, where they requested a 3.75% year-over-year increase. When we calculated all the unit prices and the current project quantities, at that time, the overall increase was 2.84 or 2.85%. The Board of Selectmen approved that. This year, FGB's come back and agreed to hold all their unit prices from the 2025 level. So it's a 0% year-over-year change. And just to give you I did an analysis over the past couple of years as to where we were and the cost of the asphalt. So right now, the unit price is $131.50, $131.50 per ton. The price in 24 was $126.75. Again, the price in 25 was $131.50. At that time, Burns had won Stanford at $140 a ton. And then this year, we went out to bid twice for our local roads #2 project and for our Park Street and Playhouse lot. And those two were both won by FGB, but came in at 134 and 142. Now the Playhouse has some anomalies because it's smaller, but the 134 versus the 131.50 is a much easier analysis because it's basically strictly paving roads. So we'd like to go forward with the contract. FGB is ready to perform the work. They're finishing Dunning this morning, and then they'll go to Pine Street, finish paving Pine Street, and then they're ready to start on the rest of our roads going forward. So that's where we're at.
So, just given all the price shocks with oil, I mean, so do these guys pre-buy? I mean, I'm surprised that they're able to.
Yes, well, right now there aren't many contracts that are out. Other municipalities are out, so there's not a lot of work. So I think
They're ahead of the game.
They're ahead of the game, yeah. And yes, there is volatility. I mean, from the local roads 2 project to now, asphalt's gone up about $4 to $5 a ton. Okay. There is a if it goes forward again, it starts to get wonky, I'll say, because that's the word I was given this morning. It's wonky. There's an asphalt adjustment clause in the pricing, so that if oil goes up, we just pay for the additional oil costs of the material. If it goes down, we get a credit. So it's a calculation by the DOT. So
lucky them.
Yeah. Well, it's the only way to see contractor, because other than that, he would have to then he's gambling. We don't want him to be gambling. We want him to be set on what he is. So the DOT's come forward with this. It's been in play for 30 plus years or more, this asphalt escalation cost, or asphalt adjustment, I should say. And it goes both ways. So if the oil it would go up, we would pay the difference in the oil price from what it was at the time of bid to the time it was at the time of
Okay, so all of ours are exposed to that up and down.
all of them are exposed at any
So
time.
when we approve something, that exposure is within.
Yes, yeah, and we've had situations where it's gone up and we've had to pay. We've had situations where it's come down and we've received the credit, and we're about equal on that going forward. But it saves the contractor. We don't want the contractor to be betting. I don't want him to be guessing what's going to happen in the Middle East or what have you, if the state closes. We want it to be that at the price now, this is the price now, okay? And when you go to lay it, in every week they come out with the new pricing. So every week we know exactly what it is and we make the adjustment. And it's just for the oil. There's no other adjustment in there. It's just the amount of oil that's in the material, and that if that changes by over $50, and so at $50 there's a number in there as well. It's got to be a $50 change. Other than that, if it doesn't make a change, then it's straight and standard.
So let me ask you just hypothetical. So, I'm assuming, you have enough in other projects that if something happens where oil goes through the roof, then, we'll just have to cut back on something else down the road. What do other communities do that don't have sort of the flexibility to absorb what's going on right now?
They would probably cut out roads from that contract.
Just do it right.
They would just literally say, as the project's trending, we would just cut off the roads at the end of the list.
Yeah.
Would be done. I think that would be a situation.
And I just have one question for Ann. So this backup is fine for the auditors? Okay. That's all.
Thank you. Just Tiger, question on the couple things on the you've got Silvermine Road listed here. I'm assuming that's not the 106 portion. That's the
No,
portion.
that's our portion. Yeah, that's our,
just our
as you come down Silvermine Road and then take the right onto
Right.
Silvermine Road,
Yeah.
that's our portion. Yeah.
So we're going all the way to Gray Barnes. Is that our?
The entire stretch. Yeah. So from end to end, anywhere on here you see where there's limits, those are roads that we would be where we have limited, and they're normally on longer roads, like say Ponus Ridge. We're only doing from Winfield to Four Winds, and then Grove Street in this situation we're only doing a small stretch. But the rest of them are end to end. Except for I'm sorry, Brushy Ridge was Garibaldi to Brushy Ridge Road, and we'll actually cut that short because that was done with Aquarian money last year because they did a water line. So we'll cut that short just around Hill Street. But yeah.
Is it Buttery Road or Buttery Lane?
Buttery Road.
It's Buttery Road. I'm sorry. I had Buttery Lane. Buttery Road.
Somewhere.
No. But yeah, so it's pretty substantial, but it's a very good list. Jimmy and Lou went through everything multiple times, drove every single road. We tweaked what we needed to do. We actually added Parade Hill, the portion of Parade Hill, to this year, only because of the one stretch that it's really bad up on the curve section that got melted by an electrical wire that fell and arced across the street. But other than that, Parade Hill will be next year. But they went through and tweaked everything, and anything that we can get an extra year out of or two, we'll do that. And that's going forward into the next item, which was our microthin overlay, exact same thing. So they drove every single road, analyzed every road, and then made an analysis based upon that, based upon where we were on our PCI, gave us a road list to start with, and then they go through and vet it. And if it doesn't need to be done, it doesn't get done.
We try to get the worst spot. Carter Street down towards 123 is very bad. So we're trying to concentrate on those worst roads.
And you hear from neighbors and residents, and
I was just going to say that. So when our PCI gets to 80, which is right around the time when we're looking to do something, 78 is kind of our marker. The phone starts to ring. So to give you an idea, Parade Hill Lane, I've gotten probably half a dozen or more phone calls, maybe almost close to a dozen phone calls on Parade Hill itself, and they're right at the time when they should be calling, right? They're right there. The road is probably a little worse than what it's shown on the PCI. It should be adjusted maybe by a point or two because there are a couple of sections that are bad. But if we take care of the potholes down lower and we take care of the section up above, then the rest of it, we'll get a year out of it or more at that point in time. But yeah, we listen to residential comments, complaints, and each one gets a visit. So if they say that they have a problem on their road, each one gets a visit. The road gets visited. We take a look at it and see, and then we adjust our list accordingly to that. Yeah.
And just a shout out to your communication, especially, the DPW has their Instagram and Twitter and all the stuff that you do to try to push information out to folks who subscribe. You can see what's going on almost every day. You've got, where you guys will be. So I would support anybody that wants to follow where to avoid construction this summer, follow the DPW, because they're very informative.
Thank you. That's the first statement out of Christie's mouth is, do you subscribe to our DPW list? And if and then we try to continue to get subscribers that way. So then it avoids the phone call or the fact that the resident is, distressed and feels like they have to call. They know of where we're going to be and they know what's happening and go forward. And that'll be coming forward as this year, specifically on 106, they're coming in to pave. It's going to be a 3-month process. It'll be very long, very arduous. So that'll be same exact thing with delays and detours. So we're asking everyone to go to that first, go to the website and go to that first before calling, because it's first thing in the morning. You can take a look and see what's happening. So it's good.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, it's just so painful after they pave a road.
I know.
And it gets cut. Just the other day, I'm like, oh my God, this is not, tube unsold, and it's cut through. Oh, painful.
It's the life of a road. It's the life of a New Canaan road, I should say. I don't know if it's anywhere else.
Beautifully paved, and then someone has to connect something.
Well, especially when you look at the numbers. I mean, we're approving $2.5 million for road paving, and then people go cut through it.
And it's, I think, we used to be in like the 2 million. I mean, everything's more expensive, so.
All
I
right.
feel your pain, Tiger, when I see those.
There are no further questions. If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with FGB Construction in the amount of $2,519,497.25, plus a contingency of $252,000 for a total cost of $2,771,497.25 for the paved 2026 local roads number 1.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank
All
you.
right, and then
So this next one is our micro thin overlay. So of all of our local roads, this is a continuation of a contract with Indus or Seal Coating Incorporated for 459, 424, 52. And it's for the micro thin overlay and crack sealing. It's micro thin overlay of 7 roads, Brookwood, Llewellyn, portions of Ponus, Reservoir, Shaker, and Valley and West, and then crack sealing 23 separate roads. The bid was publicly advertised in April of 24. Indus was the low bidder, and they offered to hold their pricing for 25, and they're agreed to hold their pricing again for 26. So, given the fact that they've done excellent work for us since 2014, we feel comfortable asking for an extension of their contract.
And the Cape Seal covers the whole road, and the crack seal is the little. How do they actually do that? Is there somebody sitting there like following the cracks?
Test is done. Yeah, there's
an individual putting those strips down, just following the cracks.
Yeah,
Wow.
he has a wand, and he walks across the wand. It's got a.
it's very sad when you have to do that the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful road, and then it looks like a spider web.
Yeah.
So it's a Rorschach test. Most people say some people said you have to cover it because I can't look at it anymore. But yeah, there's a gentleman who's walking up behind the machine, and it's got a compressor on the wand, and he blows the crack out, and then he does it. And we have a specification as the size of crack. The
Okay,
depth.
so
And
they open up the crack and then put the seal in.
they don't open it. It's already open. They blow out any debris that's in it. And then we have a specification as to the minimum crack width. And then obviously the maximum crack width, we might have to do something with. We've never gotten to that situation, but there's a specification as to the sizing. So he doesn't get down to do the micro cracking. The micro thin overlay will cover that. In this case,
That's gonna be a tough job.
it's a very long day. Yeah, that guy, you want to count his steps.
It's a hot day.
On a hot day, exactly.
And the idea there is that water doesn't get in there, that freezes and heaves the road. That's
Exactly. Yeah, a pothole starts from below the pavement, not above. So the water gets into the pavement down below to the base, freezes and pops the pavement from below. So if we can avoid that, that's why we
Protects
go.
the base.
Right. So we go out at 5 years. At the 10-year mark, we put a micro thin overlay in a perfect world. 5 years for the road crack seal, 10-year micro thin overlay or a Cape seal, which has a crack seal underneath it. So we crack seal again. And then at 15, crack seal again. And then at 20 plus, we look to mill and pave or hot in place, something like that.
So Tyra, how are they able to keep their price for 3 years? Like, I mean, inflation is
And labor.
and I mean, it's 2.5%, 3%. I mean,
I asked the question, same thing. They're same thing. They just rather I think also that New Canaan is a gem for them. They've been here for a very long period of time. They like having to be able to say that they're here. Our PCI is enviable across the state. I guess that would be the best word.
Yeah,
Lou and I were
absolutely.
at a seminar. I bragged about it. And we shocked everybody in this that, they were talking about theirs were at 77, ours are at 89. So I think that goes a long way where they it's a big feather in their cap, specifically the salesman who goes out to then sell to other towns, municipalities, because this is a treatment that not everyone does. That more and more people are doing it. And I think that this saved our roads, saved our money, saved our roads. And then it gave us the chance to get our PCI up to where we want it to be or where our residents expect it to be. And that's what I said at the seminar was exactly that. I said, this one thing saving us 50% or 60% on a paved job, and allowing this road to then continue on for another 10, 12 years was a great move.
So if we didn't do this, if we didn't do that tiering approach, that the crack seal and what would the life of our, because we're like in a 20-year cycle, correct?
20 plus, yes.
Yep. So if you didn't do that,
we would be at 12, 13.
Don't do it.
12, 13, maybe 14, because the asphalt they keep tweaking the oil content in it to try to reduce pricing, try to reduce as much oil in it, but the oil is the glue. And then what winds up happening at about the 12-year mark, we start to ravel. So you'll see the top of the pavement start to peel away.
Right.
And then that just gives you problems after that. One, that makes the phone ring because everyone thinks the road doesn't ride well. So the rideability is terrible. So the phone will ring. And then two, it'll just start to deteriorate the road. That's why we come in and put this micro thin overlay or this cape seal on at the 10-year mark, 11-year mark of the road. That saves us from getting to the point where it's raveling, saves the pavement, saves what's underneath it, puts a new travel lane on or a new travel course on the top of it. And after 10 years after that, that travel course is pretty much gone. We can look to either put another micro thin overlay over the top of that and try to ride that out further or mill and pave it off.
So if I'm looking at our paving budget, about 2.5 million, 20% of 1/5 of it is being used for this cape seal, which is giving us another 8-ish years.
8 to 10. Yeah.
So,
We've been,
that's very cost effective.
They certify 7 to 9 and we've been able to get 10 plus out of every single application since 2009, I think was our first time.
Yeah, I mean, think about how big our road budget would be if we wanted the same level of quality, if we didn't do this.
If you wanted the same level of quality, yeah, I wouldn't say double, but it would be nearly. I'd be up around it would be, I would need at least $1.5 million more. Because
that's why we're at an 88 or 89 and everybody else is at 70.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Right.
A great tool to have. Alternative.
Yeah, it's really, it's more of a pavement preservation versus like it's a resurfacing, but it's just for longevity. We're pushing roads off. I think we pushed 3 roads off that were 22 years old.
20 plus years old.
Very good.
It's good.
Keeping consistently after them, maintaining them. So
it's kind of environmental,
That too. There's a big plus on that as well, because you're not taking the material out and then having to reuse it. There's a big environmental footprint for this type of work. And for like, say, the hot in place, another thing that we do is a big environmental footprint. For there, it's specifically reuse of materials. This is just extension of life.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you.
All right. If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to extend a contract with Indus Seal Coating Inc. in the amount of $459,424.52 plus a contingency of $46,000 for a total cost of $505,424.52 for micro thin overlay and crack sealing of various roads.
So moved.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, equipment purchase.
Right. So this next is the purchase of a two-wheel dump truck, a two-wheel drive, large dump truck, our large dump truck. We went out and got pricing on 3 separate models. And then gave you the availability. So equipment specialists, they have a 2025 model that is $293,949. It's on a Sourcewell contract and it's available now. So July 1 of 26. We could be looking for a 2027 model, almost the exact same vehicle for $322,000. Or a Freightliner. We went to Freightliner and looked at a Freightliner model that would be available July of 27 as well under state contract for $306,000. So given the fact that the unit that we want is well, it might be a year earlier.
This looks like it's 2 years earlier.
2 years earlier. Yeah, that it's the same exact. What?
What's the mileage difference?
It's 0. It's a brand new. It's a leftover.
It's brand. Oh, it's a leftover. So it's a brand. Oh, so it's just a model year. Oh, okay.
And the warranty
Something
doesn't
happened.
actually
Okay.
start until delivery date.
Right.
So it does. It's the same.
Really?
No
Okay.
difference in the
Yeah,
rating change.
great.
Just wanted to give you to show you where we were as to why we're going to buy a 25 versus a 27, and the big.
2 years sitting there.
Well, it's funny because Steve would probably know better, but there's build dates, and when they build up, then they stop. Like for instance, like Ford, I think just stopped last month, so now you have to wait until their next build, whenever they're building. And then it's just however it moves into the months because it's not January 1 for a model year car. It was what is it, July or something? So it kind of
so it could have been built later in the year.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
In terms of brands, though, obviously we're all familiar with Freightliner. This is a Western Star. I mean, is there?
We've been very successful with Western Star. How many?
This is our third one, and much nicer. This is
okay.
much nicer than a Freightliner.
All right.
Very nice truck.
Less price.
Yeah.
Great quality.
And
And
we
the
have,
fact
well, so I didn't realize we had experience with them. So that's
We
good.
do,
We have
actually,
a couple.
this will end up being like a sister truck, the one we purchased, I think it was its second winter was this year, so it's like identical. We're kind of going towards that movement of trying to have all the bodies the same brand, you know, they're all in Sourcewell, they're all stainless steel, everything, frame rails, everything for longevity. And then that way it's easier if something breaks, we have parts that fit more than one unit, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, it's in your household, you might want to buy a newer vehicle because if you trade it out of it early, the value is greater. In our case here in town, if we save the money, it doesn't matter because we keep these things forever.
Right. We're going to use it for 15 plus years. So at that point in time, when we let it go, it goes by hours on the engine, goes by miles, mostly hours on the engine, right, on the vehicle. So at that point, they're really looking at the hours, not necessarily the build date.
Yeah.
You know, so.
No, it's smart.
Okay, and this one's coming in a little touch over, but
A little
with
touch
savings
over,
from
so-
the other
Right. We're going to need to transfer.
eager beaver.
Yes, we thank you. We saved 12 grand or 9 grand on that. We're
That's
looking
gonna
to have
help
to
offset
transfer a
this.
little bit
Okay.
out of the Eager Beaver account to offset the difference in the pricing.
And we'll take the truck that we don't want to trade it in because the state just traded in 70 of them. And to this company, they're worthless, you know, they're not going to give you anything for it. So we'll put it on Gov Deals.
Okay.
And we'll get a better price for it.
Right. So in the net, so you're not even looking at the net, you're looking at a total purchase.
Right.
When we come in with the budget, usually we're trying to net out what we might get for it. If it was a trade, we're not going to trade it in. We're just going to put it on Gov Deals and then we'll come back to you for that sale later.
What do you think it's worth? What do you think it's worth?
8 to 10,000.
It's real money. Great. Okay.
I say that now. If it comes back at 6.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Any other questions?
No.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with equipment specialist in the amount of $293,949 for the purchase of a new 2025 Western Star two-wheel drive dump truck.
So
Second.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And the last purchase is for a Takeuchi skid steer, a 2025 from Chadwick Baross. It's on the Massachusetts state contract for $134,940. We've been demoing this unit for a week or more, 2 weeks,
What does
a week
it
now.
do? What's a skid steer?
It's like a Bobcat.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody knows Bobcat, but you know,
That helps.
so
That helps.
yeah.
It's like-
So we've been using it for about a week. We started raising all the manholes that we needed to replace the manhole tops. So we did that on all the roads that we were just about to pave, and then some work for the sewer plant for our I&I study. The unit's been working out very, very well. And the thought is if you approve the purchase right now, we'll just keep it on site and go forward from there. But it's worked out very well. We got it with, how many hours did we get it with?
2.
Okay. So all the hours on it are ours. So we are, we're asking the budget was 135,000. So we're right underneath it,
$60.
$60.
With some valuable attachments. Yeah. You know.
Right.
Yeah, it's, yes.
Yeah. We went through that. What the longevity of a skid steer? How long do we usually get out of those?
This is the first one the town will be purchasing other than parks. The first one highways purchase. 12 to 15 years, I would say.
Yeah, because they do a lot of different kinds of jobs, and
It's multi-purpose.
Yeah. So that's the best part about one of these machines, because it can do this manhole raising for us here. It can plow sidewalks. It can go to drainage jobs. It can do a multitude of things, and it has a multitude of good attachments for it. So, yeah, the hours will probably likely be high when it's traded in, but I think we, with our fleet, our mechanics, I think we can get the 12 to 15 out of it.
Good. All right.
All right.
That's it.
No further questions. If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with Chadwick Baross for $134,940 for the purchase of a new 2025 Takeuchi skid steer.
Skid.
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 Yeah,
Okay,
right.
skid.
You're
We
right.
need a D. I'm like, wait, I did think it's skid steer. Okay. Yeah. All right. Could I get a motion?
So
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All
Hey, you
right.
guys got to stay. We got to recognize public works.
Yeah, don't leave yet. Next item. Next item is the American Public Works Association National Public Works Week proclamation for May 17th to May 23rd, 2026.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'll just read the theme this year is rooted in service, powered by community. I think it's apropos for New Canaan itself. Reminds us that public works professionals are motivated to serve the communities that they love and that power them to always do their best. Whether serving as first responders, responding to electricity outages, providing regular waste pickup, or making roads and sidewalks passable after a winter weather event, Public Works puts service at the forefront for their community.
So while this is, an annual event or an annual proclamation and a week of recognition, I feel like this spring is exceptionally appropriate after the winter we just had, to thank all of you guys. It was a crazy winter and a long winter, and wanted to again thank you for all you do to keep this community moving and safe and
Beautiful.
Yeah, and beautiful. That's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so
So
much.
please let everybody know. We extend our thanks.
Thank you. We will let you
Thanks.
guys know.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, and then Tiger, Public Works projects update. I get my first one before your elevator questions. Any news on the rail?
The guy said he was going to be here this morning. He texted me this morning, says my crews were on the way. I had to come in here before I saw them. So
Okay.
I imagine they're out there right now. So the president
Lou, run outside and tell me if there's a steel guy out there.
I saw it this morning.
Good.
All right, I have to look.
truck out there,
Tree in front of I can't see anything. All right.
All right. We'll go out there, but he did text me this morning saying his crews were on the way and was asking where to park. And I told him to park in the new loading zone. So I imagine he's here. It was before, it was about 7:30 at the time. So when I came in here, I couldn't get it. But yeah, so that leads out. So we completed the parking lots, the Park Street lot, Playhouse lot. I want to say thank you to the residents for for the staff, town hall staff, for accommodating the couple of moves that we had. But I think that the lots look really nice. I walked it yesterday. I think they look really nice. They were being well utilized, and everyone was in their lane. Everything was perfect. Everyone was traveling through. We're going to try to tackle some of the speed now because people are shooting through the boulevard quickly. So we're going to look to try to put some speed humps or speed bumps on the way, just to try to calm them down a little bit as they come through town hall, right when they get down to where it's tight down here by the sidewalk in the access road.
How are you addressing the telephone pole? Is that what's going on?
So we had unfortunately we had to pay Eversource to plant a new pole and start to move it. So we expedited the check. Bill was instrumental in that. So we expedited the check, and they'll plant the new pole, and then everyone's on notice to move over as quick as possible. And we'll just stay on them. And normally it's about 4 to 6 weeks, but we can shorten that down. The moment, and they go by, the Eversource will get over they'll plant the pole, Eversource gets over almost immediately. They're very good on that. And then they just chop the pole down and everyone else starts to move. The best part is that it's what's called a slack job, which means that we have extra material and then they move it over. They have to just coil up the slack versus having to add wire because we're shortening the span. So that's a much easier job for them. So we're just right now waiting for the pole. We'll call them again, say we need that pole planted, and we'll go from there.
Okay. And then where we took out the shrubbery and stuff, is stuff going, are we planting in there?
Excellent question. So last night, Bob got a quote from Copia for 8 arborvitae and 2. I was wrong. They're London plane trees. Sorry, not sycamores. I told you they were sycamores. They're London planes. So sorry.
Excited.
I know I was too, but I was wrong. So they're very similar in a breed.
Plane trees are in New York City.
But, yeah. So yeah,
that's like what you do in.
so those will Copia tagged them for us, and the moment I have to bring the quote to Deanna, so a little under 4,000, bring it to Deanna. She signs that, and then we'll have them delivered here or brought here by the highway department. We'll plant them. So it's imminent, I should say. I'd like it done by the end of the week. If it doesn't, it'll be beginning of next week.
Right.
And get those in.
A comment on that though. I've made the left and the right out of there, and I can't tell you, the sight lines are amazing without anything there. And I don't know, from a safety perspective,
These are going to be back behind the wall, so they won't be on the street side, because we had to take 2 trees down on the street side. That's,
I get it, but I mean, the sight lines there are amazing right now, and I would hate to see us like absolutely just block everything with arborvitaes or something where you can't see. It's really, I don't know if you've pulled out, but it's really nice to not.
It is, but it is way more exposed than it was
Totally,
before.
but I would say underplanting rather than overplanting there would be a smart idea.
That's fine. We can take a look.
And someone did ask me about this. I mean, there is supposedly an ordinance on the books about putting trees in.
Yes.
But it's, I guess this was grandfathered because it's been there for a while.
That's one of the reasons why we're putting these trees in, and then on the perimeter, we're looking to then peel the asphalt back, specifically along the access road where the embankment is. Once we put the ramp in there, then we'll be looking to replant that area as well to try. And then there are areas where we're going to be peeling back the asphalt, removing asphalt, and actually reducing the impervious area. We did go to P&Z with that, with this rendition. They approved it. Given the fact that we're making it better, we might not be getting completely to the regulation, but we're making it a better situation. So we are cognizant of that. Maria is very much in favor of all those moves. So we're anywhere where we can reduce impervious material, we are doing so. And then so like I said, we're finishing the local roads 2 project today. That's
Just back
sure,
up.
go ahead.
That one where it slopes down and there's like a couple
My favorite
boulders.
Boulders,
Is that
yeah.
going to be? Is that what it's going to be? And I get that.
No,
when
it's
you
not gonna
mentioned
be.
it, I was like, yeah, that's a problem.
They've got a cone on.
We're going to take the top boulders off. I have other locations for those, and we're going to build a proper stone wall there.
Okay.
Deanna's going to go out. We'll take a look when Peter Lonnie moves from one to the next, he's going to come over and take care of that, because he was the contractor in that area, did the granite. So we're going to have him take a look and build more of a proper stone wall in the area, so that it's
Just
visible.
higher. It
So
sounds
someone doesn't
terrible
go
when you say a
tripping
stone
over it.
wall. It's so low.
It's a boulder wall, so it's
It's going to clip it when they take a right, and I'm very worried about people clipping it. So
So right now we have the Steve Carl.
we've
cone
got the
on it.
Steve Carl cone.
We have the Steve Carl
Carlson
cone.
wall.
I put that there
Carl
myself
cone.
that night, so I put that there.
Name
Yeah.
attached to any of this. You guys can own that. All right.
I know.
It's on you.
So bad.
Okay.
Local roads job is done, will be done today. Once they're done with Dunning, they're probably done now and on their way to Pine Street. And then Butler Lane, I talked to the contractor this morning. The sidewalks, he'll start on or around June 8th with a thought to finish on the 21st. Southwood, the sidewalks is out to bid. That comes back on the 14th. That'll come to you, Selectmen, a week later. And then the Saks and Lapham Community Center are out to bid. They're coming back on the 21st. And then the only thing I have to say is today's said yesterday was a champagne day for Mose and I, because 22 years ago, we set out to repave every road in town. And today, Pine Street, which is the last road on our list, will be done. So
It's appropriate for Public Works Week.
So I have to take a picture when it happens. I'm going to take a video and then send it to Mose, and he'll obviously imbibe somewhere.
Wow.
So yeah, today's a big day.
And it's like painting the
Bridge, we just start over
Start
again.
again. There you go.
Exactly. Exactly. So, but I have to thank the people on Pine Street, because they were waiting. It got gas in 2018, 2019. That delayed everything out 3-4 years. So this is a good milestone.
It proves to us as a town that we set out on this journey to make our roads great, and we stuck to the plan. I mean, so many times over the years we said, no, we can't do that. We need money in other places.
Didn't cut it.
We never cut it. We stuck to the plan, and here we are today. So hats off to everybody who was patient over the years. So well done. Yeah.
Thank you. That's Bill will bring you up to date on Waveney. I'll give you a little on Irwin. The machine had broken down. They had to come back in and fix it. We did have a slight glitch there. They found some material outside that it didn't test well. They don't know right now if it's a leak from the tank. They don't think it's a leak from the tank, but they think it was bad fill. Interestingly enough, so there's two different protocols. When we pull the tank, they've got to test underneath it to see if it's the material underneath, and if it's not, then there'll be a different protocol for the fill around it, and then we'll know. But I was told that it's small, so a small glitch. That's and that's where we're at there.
And after that's done, then
After that's done, we're going to backfill it. Yeah, backfill it with topsoil, seed it, and put it to rest for a little while.
Yeah, it'd be great if we could get seeding before it gets too hot.
Should be, yeah, there should be shortly. Exactly.
I think it's a gorgeous vista. I mean, it's just, and you kept a lot of the trees. I mean, you didn't. There were people. I know people are saying, "Can we move these trees?" Which is, of course, very hard. But you kept many of them.
You're right. We moved a couple. We moved a couple of specimen trees, and we tried to keep everything that we could.
Yeah.
There were certain ones that just couldn't make it because they were too close to the building. But anything else that we could save, we saved.
That's pretty cool.
All right, Bill.
Yeah, I get this.
Great,
This is
thanks.
something we can go over, and then if you have any other questions after, I mean, whatever. Okay.
So
So basically what I just gave you.
give me
is
one
really-
second. Give me 1 second. So Tiana, Joe said it's 4 men in a truck and some railings at the ramp.
All
So
right.
there you go. So yeah, there you
Thank
have
you,
it.
Josh. Thank you very much,
Right.
Josh.
Okay, so what I just gave you there is really just a quick snapshot of where we are at the current, with all the elevator portion of it, to the best I can, because when you see the other page I gave you, the continuation sheet, I had to kind of break out phase 1 and 2 best I can to separate all the other stuff was done in the phase, the bathroom phase, I guess we can call it, versus the elevator. So we're at 1.746 for the elevator currently. Engineering and architectural was approximately 125. Again, that was a whole number. I tried to go through it over the years and break it out the best I could. We had consulting in there for the elevator, 6,900. And then that was at, and so that's at 1.879. Balance of finish is 359,204. The other sheets I gave you is really just the last invoice from last month, which was a payment application. And it kind of summarizes the contract. And then the continuation pages behind it are percentages on where they are in the project. And that's how they invoice it out. And the architect goes through it, and then myself goes through it before we submit payment. The elevator.
Right, so just, because these numbers don't tie to the summary page on the front.
Well, because you're missing the bathroom.
Bathrooms and stuff.
So he just separated out the elevator from the
The best I
bathroom.
can to separate it.
So this includes the bathroom, this does not,
Right.
so this doesn't really, I mean, I
And
don't know
if you
that,
went
this
back-
doesn't really help me, Bill, when the numbers don't tie. I just wouldn't give us this background because it just doesn't, you
Yeah.
need stuff that ties,
No, that's
otherwise
fine.
it doesn't mean anything.
Just, it gives you an idea of how we do it, at least, and how it's all broken down.
Yeah,
The,
yeah, or add in the bathroom separately on a bottom line, you know what I mean? Like,
I've done that.
at the end of the day, numbers need to tie. That just needs to tie.
The,
When they don't tie, yeah.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so just go back a little bit in time. When we did go out to bid for this, we had the two bidders. One was Cronenberger and Sons, and then it was Olden Bailey. Cronenberger and Sons was one of the bidders back when we bidded this out. Their elevator portion back then was $2,085,000, and Olden Bailey is $1.6 million for the elevator on the original bids. So granted, there's some change orders, and had there been change, if Cronenberg was here and the change orders still were probably going to be the same, we would have been still higher than we are currently. So just informational.
Yeah, this is super hard numbers for me to follow. I can't make heads or tail of this. I'm sorry. So is this front sheet right here, is that supposed to be the cost associated with the elevator?
Sure, yeah.
That, okay, but we just have like one, and the architectural and engineering, that's all been spent and,
No. Well, it's encumbered. There's not much. I'd say just do a little meetings here or there. It's very little.
and so they were the ones who signed off on exactly the structure. Anyways,
That's how they do that.
we'll talk offline.
And then currently, I was over
And the
here.
consulting was from whom?
elevator consultants. That was Sterling and Mike Sorsai.
Mike Sosai?
It's called Sorsai. I think I mixed up Sorsai.
Oh, wait.
We had the consultants come in to help us understand the codes, because they were changing around a little bit, and this is a custom elevator, and Mike, he had worked with Custom Cab out in California in past projects, so he had a relationship with them to help us out, get some information from them, and just keep the dialogue going when we went through this custom build. It was really complicated, as you can imagine, with the engineering structure and all that stuff. So we needed some help with those guys. So it was really good to have them on board.
In I'll come in. I'd like to go way more detailed on this, but the Alden Bailey elevator, that is for the materials, the installation, everything is all within that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So how are we?
As of this morning, I was out there every morning. This morning, I got an update for George. We're still
George is
the foreman on the job. Yeah, no, we're still chugging along there. They're still putting all the framing in for all the glass. He's going to attempt to start installing the glass today, lower level, as the guys are finished above him doing the track work for the glass frame.
He's going in, and then they're going to start putting.
And it's a labor intense. They put the frame in, they draw every single hole. The iron.
And you can only have so many people working in the space.
Yes. Yeah. And you have to watch who's over your head and everything. So there's safety concerns and what have you. The iron work is all done. They finished it yesterday afternoon. So the actual structure is 100% fully completed. The only pieces of metal left are just the panels where the call button's going to be and the decorative pieces in the front. So that's
so when you have to clean it up for the wedding weekends, and then so are they using a lot less space? I mean, they're not like covering all of Waveney anymore.
Definitely.
So it's a lot more.
Last week there was just more of a path, because like 2 weeks ago, like
it was everywhere.
Literally the whole floor, but now it's just a smaller section.
All the crates are finally emptied.
So and the painting is all done and all that stuff for the metalwork.
They have to touch up.
But I mean, it's not laid out.
No, that's all done. That's all done, and they're going to paint the the black rails in the back. He's going to repaint those, make them look nice and pretty. They'll be inside, and then when they're all done with that, then all the painter will come back and touch up anything and just make sure it's doing nice and clean and no scratches or anything like that.
Okay, so from a week to week basis, we expect this much progress, this much? Do we have that, and how are we doing? Versus that, or is it too fluid?
It's a lot of things moving around. It's just all focused right now, getting the glass all in, and it's just what they were running up against as far as scaffolding, and they have to make to get up inside the shaft. They're at the top now. We're getting a little bit more challenging, so they have to kind of erect some things up there so they get their ladders in there so they can get up to higher levels. That's slowing it down a little bit because of that. But again, George is starting down at the lower level below them to try to get some of the glass going and kind of follow up on it. The only drawback right at the moment right now for scheduling is there's a wedding Friday, and I'm being asked to be out of the building Thursday, and then post-prom's coming up. And I was told that I can't be in the building Thursday or Friday of next week, and we don't get set up until Tuesday. So you do a whole week's of wash. So I'm trying to work through that, and I don't understand why, if they're coming in and set up Friday, they have to be at the building on Wednesday night. They don't want me there Thursday. So
Why? They decorate like crazy. Yeah, but are they starting to decorate on Thursday? Is that
starting on
Friday.
Friday? But I'm being told I have to be out by Wednesday night because they want to. I don't know why. No one told me why, and I'm just not there yet.
I think we should push back on that. I mean, okay. And if you need my help, I'm happy to help with that.
I mean, kind of kills us every.
Oh, I mean, we want it to be nice, and it's an annual tradition, but we all have to be flexible.
No, I'm going to try to work schedule out.
We all have to be flexible.
If we can't work out schedule, that's when I'll talk to you.
But there's also areas that they could decorate away from where the work is being done too. It's not like they can't be in there.
Well, actually, the contractor doesn't want people in there for liability. They were asking me to waive liability, and I'm like, I'm not waiving.
All right.
Yeah.
I still think there is opportunity to do things there, why they may be setting up on a Friday.
Let's talk offline, Bill,
Yeah.
about the schedule and if I need to give somebody a call.
That's fine.
We can have a conversation.
We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. We always do.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I'll do better trying to get, tying up the numbers as we go forward. It's a lot of
Yeah, it's a lot.
data, as you can see, that I'm trying to pull together, tighten it up, get tighter with the actual cost, elevator versus bathrooms versus the outside work. It was all one big project.
Yeah.
Even though it was phased, there was a lot of overlapping, especially back in 20, when we moved phase 3 forward and then came into 1 and 2 backwards because of COVID. We tried to do the outside first, and then we had.
So I think it's important to get out there. It's not a $4 million elevator.
No, it's not. That's one of the reasons why we wanted just
Important
the,
to get out there. It isn't it's 2.2. It's still an expensive elevator, but it's not a $4 million elevator.
that's the reason why I wanted to give you that sheetings for that specific reason. I didn't like the,
Yeah, because it was like, what? And like, no,
Yeah.
no. And
Yeah.
then you try to tell people when they were building
Yeah.
Waveney, they didn't care how many steps they put everywhere. So I mean, it was really hard to get
Yeah.
that floor
Yeah.
available to people who
Yeah.
had mobility issues. So
This goes back.
Chugging along, doing our best, and
Yeah, we talked about some
no one wants
service.
this done more than me.
We talked about service contracts earlier. When we're finished with this, how long is this elevator under warranty? Where if we have an issue?
Well, typically all construction is a 1-year warranty, but
1
we
year.
also, in the price, we also bought warranty on the elevator.
Okay. How many years?
Well, I think it's the first year. It's pretty standard. We will always have an elevator company on contract, just like any
Yeah.
elevator.
So when we complete this will just fall under our other elevator maintenance or whatever. It's
Yeah,
not gonna be-
yeah, it may be
So
contractors.
who is the elevator company that's doing the maintenance? Because it's not Otis, it's not,
Champion.
so it's a third elevator
Well,
company.
it's the one that's installing
Yeah,
it.
no, that's what I'm saying, because I know we have 2 different elevator companies
We keep
already.
them
So
on
this is a
board.
third.
No, we
Yeah.
keep them on
Yeah.
board, just like
I love fully
it's
customized
manufacturing
elevators.
related, because like when I have Otis elevators, you kind of get on Coney, you get forced into using the actual manufacturer as their
Mhm.
service group, because a lot of the parts are proprietary.
oh, it's a business model.
I have somebody
Business
working on
model.
it. It's
Business model.
so we'll keep Champion on board, and they'll be responding to any kind of emergencies or any of that kind of stuff, and they know it, they installed it, so I don't want to hear any grief from them if they go out there for maintenance. That's all.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, any other questions?
Nope.
All right, thanks,
all right,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, just my question. Enough money to, you think we'll be okay money-wise in this?
Yes, because we haven't had no discussions about any additional costs at this point.
Not hesitate to give us bad news. We'd
Oh, yeah.
rather know it than not.
To be honest, bad news the other day, and I gave a remedy to it, and we worked through it. So, and I just delivered bad news about the schedule, and we're gonna work through that too. So,
The summary page to Tucker or Pam to put on the tablet.
yes. Yep, I'll email it over to
Thank you. All right.
them.
Hello, Mimi.
Hi, Mimi.
Morning. All right, so I am here today in Cheryl's place to present 2 candidates for employment with the town of New Canaan. The first is Jason Lombardo for the position of Building Maintenance Recreation Custodian with the Recreation Department. This position is responsible for the routine cleaning and maintenance of Waveney House and other areas in the park. We received 46 applications for this position. We scheduled 15 interviews, 2 got canceled, so we held 13, and we called back 3 candidates for second interviews. Based on that assessment, we would like to propose Jason Lombardo for the position. Jason has commercial cleaning experience and an extensive background in electrical work, which will come in handy at Waveney. He's available to begin Monday, May 18th, and he had really good references. So we would like to propose Jason.
So is this a new position?
This is a replacement. So Rich Castellucci retired.
Okay.
He's been doing that job for several years.
And I see he worked for a local company. And we checked with that local.
Yes, we've checked the references.
Okay.
Yes.
And given his job description and given so much of the weekend is now associated with weddings,
Yes.
who pays for what? I mean, are we he's a salaried person for us at Waveney, right?
Pay the overtime.
But I think it's for the wedding, if they have to clean, how does that work with the wedding? If they haven't, we bill the bride's family and the groom's family, whoever has the contract, they have to pay. It's like the schools. If the schools rent the buildings, whoever rents the buildings, they pay the custodial fees.
Just I was make sure.
Yeah, no, we would never, we better not be, it should be absorbed into if there's overtime related to a wedding, it's borne by the wedding.
There's a bond.
Yep.
If there's any charges over the normal.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
We'll be covering weddings on weekends with this
But
position.
that definitely should be a pass through to the,
Is his responsibility is this just Waveney?
Pretty much. I think the position also delivers supplies and stuff to other locations. Yeah, but I think in terms of the actual maintenance and so forth, it's just Waveney.
And Butch has been covering that in the interim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it in the interim. And he's a busy man, so he's very excited to have this filled.
All right, great.
And the
Who does?
who will Jason?
He will report to Butch.
Okay, reports to Butch. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay.
All right.
Excellent. Great.
All right.
Vote on that first.
Yeah, so if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Human Resources Director to hire Jason Lombardo as building maintenance custodian beginning May 18th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Okay, the second candidate for employment, I have my highway guys here, is Joshua Castaneda for the position of Equipment Operator 2. He is currently employed part-time by the Darien Board of Ed, and he's been employed as a driver for Rings End for over 20 years. We received 33 applications for this position and scheduled 11 interviews and selected Mr. Castaneda. We are also looking to conduct some second interviews from this pool because we have other openings in highway that we're trying to fill. Mr. Castaneda is available to start on May 18th. And again, he had great references.
Excellent.
Great. Any questions?
Yeah, long career at Ring.
Yeah, yeah. If I could get a motion to approve Joshua Castaneda as Equipment Operator 2 beginning May 18th, 2026.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you
very much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so we have quite a few appointments to approve today. I see Barb Ackenbaum here for Health and Human Services. Why don't we just go through them one at a time? The first is to fill a vacancy on Health and Human Services, and I'm recommending Dr. Tim Kennefick for a 3-year term ending December 1st, 2028. Hopefully you saw his extensive resume.
Extensive, yes.
Yeah. He'll be a great addition. He'll be the only physician on the Health and Human Services Commission, which I think is a great add.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
all right.
Great.
If I could get a motion to approve Dr. Tim Kennefick for a 3-year term ending December 1st, 2028 for the Health and Human Services Commission.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. The second is for the Historic District Commission. This would be for Joseph B. Riker. He actually lives in the district. And so, and he's on. Oh, great. Great. Hopefully I got to meet Joe, but I haven't, I don't know if everybody else got a chance to talk to him, but he came highly recommended from residents of the district. He's a longtime member of the community and is very interested in the Historic District Commission and has had to appear before the Historic District Commission multiple times. So he understands the job. Joe, do you want to just say hello since you were kind enough? Can you unmute yourself, Joe? Unmute yourself.
I thought I had done that already. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. And thank you for this opportunity.
Well, we're really happy to have you. I think you're going to be joining at a time when things are going to get a little busy. in the historic
Yes,
district.
it looks that way.
So I appreciate your willingness to serve. All right,
Absolutely.
if I could get a motion to approve the appointment of Joseph B. Riker as a alternate member for a 4-year term ending November 15th, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thanks, Joe.
And then an additional Historic District Commission member alternate is Erica Rasmussen, who's also on. Hi, and if you could unmute yourself. So I had an opportunity to meet with Erica as well. And I think she'll be a great addition to the commission. And now the Rasmussens are both Rasmussens are fully engaged in volunteering in the town of New Canaan. So please introduce yourself or say hello.
Yes. Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Really excited to serve. And, we've talked about the agenda and what to do in the historic district. And so, yeah, excited to support and jump right in.
Great.
I just, with all the potential changes going on in town, I keep making a point of going up Onoke and looking at the historic district. And I was trying to think if there's any other town that has such a gem in the fact that, with the work that people put forward, hopefully in perpetuity, New Canaan will have this. I mean, stuff always changes and things always, get built and stuff like that. But I just recommend people going up Onoke and you go property after property after property. And then it's not in the historic district, but we go right up to St. Mark's and the nature center. Yeah. It's really a gem. Mm-hmm. And I think people have to realize we have this and most towns don't. Yeah. So yeah. It's great.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Erica. So if I could get a motion to approve Erica Rasmussen as an alternate member for a 4-year term ending November 15th, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thanks, Erica.
Thank you, Erica. All right. And then the final appointment is for George Danielos. He was on earlier. Yeah, he has a company.
Yeah,
so he's working. So there's he has been fully vetted. There were multiple people in the RTC that interviewed him. I interviewed him. Dan Radman had a conversation with him yesterday.
I talked to him yesterday.
Perfect.
As well. And I asked him if he had talked to Dan. I said, please do. I know he had talked to John for quite a while.
Yes.
And this is a really important board.
Yes.
It is. So it's very important. And I think he's aware of the demands on it. So
I asked multiple times, anybody that goes on P&Z, I keep asking every time, do you understand the time commitment? Do you understand the time commitment? So, and he was very aware of the time commitment.
And they have 3 young kids, expect to be here a long time.
Yeah.
And
his wife is from New Canaan originally.
Right.
So he has a,
deep roots.
Understanding. So I think he's going to be a great addition. Here he is. All right.
So apologies, was having some tech issues. Sorry about that.
Okay. No worries. We know you have a busy work life as well. So, but thank you for being willing to hang in here with us for this meeting.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the opportunity, guys.
Yeah. And I appreciate you reaching out to everybody, because this is such an important.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's an important commission, and I think you grasp the gravity of the appointment. So
absolutely.
So. You are aware of the length of meetings, George, right? I mean, some of these meetings are crazy.
Yeah. So I went. I didn't go to the last one. And my daughter ended up being born that night, but the prior one.
They have like a baby.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, the prior one I was at, and that one I think we let out around 11:30. Well, it was supposed to let out 11:30, but I think it was closer to midnight. So I understand the full scope of kind of the homework, if you will, involved in it. I'm excited, and I just have an interest in architecture and where our town's going from a construction standpoint as well.
Great. I mean, usually people ease into that role, but you're jumping right in. So,
well, luckily, I have the luck of owning my own business, so I have the flexibility, and I'm able to kind of handle the workload and from a flexibility perspective. So, it's definitely going to be demanding, but I'm ready to help out as well.
That's great. Good. Thank you. All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
with that, if I could get a motion to approve the appointment of George Daniolos as an alternate member for a 2-year term ending December 1st, 2027.
So moved.
Second, sorry.
It's unanimous.
Thank you, George.
you, George. And
baby.
yeah. Yes,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. And I keep trying to. All right. And so the next item is contracts under 10,000. You have the list on your on your tablet. Have any questions? Okay. So Selectmen's comment. So I guess we did note the DPW day or week. So if you see anyone in the community sees a DPW worker, please, let them know how much you appreciate what they do for this town, because it's a lot. And then I just learned that it's Teacher Appreciation Week in our conversation with Dr. Lutzy. So a huge thank you to all our educators in this community. It is a big part of why we are such an amazing community to live in. So thank you to them. Any other comments before
I'm
we?
just happy to see the outdoor dining back, and downtown looks great. It's always a fun time of year for everybody to get, especially after that winter we had to get back out and start enjoying the outdoors. So.
And with Pine Street being paved, it's going to be really just the further extension of that. It's great.
Well, and I'm making, a concerted effort to get out and walk town every day right now, just to kind of see how, and Elm Street is full. There's movement, there's cars moving, but it's interesting. It's full, but it's quiet full. It's a different experience. You're not seeing 10,000 cars backed up on Elm Street these days, but all the spaces, besides a couple are very full right now. So, and then the Park Street lot, very full.
Yeah.
It's encouraging to see all the people in town.
Yeah, well, we are heading into the busiest time of the year, right through all the way through graduation.
Besides Christmas.
No, graduation. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Christmas is the busiest, but this is the second busiest where you go through the next couple of months. So.
Yep.
And with parking, people just take a look, and there are many, many options that are not on Elm Street. So, if you're in New York City, you'll walk blocks and blocks to get to where you need to be. So, and it's a beautiful walk.
The new lines on Park Street, the way it's striped and the movement through there, it's so much easier than it used to be. And the lining on the parking lot, in some cases is open-ended, meaning that you can pull in either way, and it's very easy to do it. And I encourage everybody to give it a try. It's free. So
that lot. I can't remember now how old Tiger said that lot is. The last time it was paved.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's beautiful now.
Yeah, I think so.
And once we get the steps done to the alley, which is coming next.
Steps done to the alley, telephone pole moves, some shrubbery, and I think it's really great that they're going to be adding periphery trees.
Yes.
So, because as I go down South Avenue, it's beautiful. Not South. South, the trees are, they're going to replace some, but boy, it's pretty now, and you just think in a couple of years it's going to be just actually exquisite. So,
all right. With that, if I could get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. It's unanimous. Thank you.